final stage, and the game just suddenly ends with Sonic running off into the night, only stopping to stare at the night sky with a distant memory of Tails looming over him. Oh my god! Did Tails die? Oh shit! Oh shit! My player 2, my meat shield, my wingman! No, really, he drove my fucking plane! Oh god, he's dead! Oh, I fucked up! As a kid, I was fucking mortified. I played so much Genesis Sonic 2, where Tails was always by my side. He'd get me into trouble on occasion. Okay, a lot. Stop that. But he had my back. He could score some extra hits. He rescues me after I destroy the Death Egg. I mean, what a guy! And I fucking failed him. Oh, Jesus! I felt like utter shit after seeing that the first time as a kid. And, it's merely implication. But, I was young. I filled in the blanks, and that's all I needed to do. But then, as I got older, occasionally going back to this here and there, I think I began to see the real reason why I don't have many fond memories of 8-bit Sonic 2. This game is fucking hard for the wrong reason. That reason being, of course, the goddamn screen crunch. How they thought this game was okay to play like this is a fucking riddle. This Sonic 2 is certainly faster and closer to a classic Sonic game in terms of pacing, design, and control, but that only means with this small-ass resolution, the amount of times you run into an enemy or fall on some spikes or make a leap of faith or make a leap of faith or make a goddamn fucking leap of faith is frankly obnoxious. And by endgame, there's a little too much trial and error, and I'm talking the bad kind, where your reward for not knowing what's up ahead, even on your first playthrough, is a bed of spikes. Which leads me into trigger word number 3, death. Simply put, you die a lot because of that shit. Not complicated at all. As for the 4th trigger, the hang glider. It fucking sucks. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. It just blows. Like the wind, which doesn't carry you far at all. There I go again, falling to my doom. But to be fair, the hang glider is only a thing you must deal with in the second zone of the game. And additional brownie points to Sonic 2. Every zone here is unique to this game. You won't find any broad aesthetics from 16-bit Sonic 2, the only exception being Green Hills Zone. Not Green Hill Zone, Green Hills Zone. The S makes all the difference, apparently, and there's something to each zone that gives them their own identity, for better or worse, mind you. The minecarts in the underground zone, the hang glider in Sky High zone, the water skipping and tube section in Aqua Lake, the screen crunching Green Hills, the fucking screen crunching Green Hills, the gravity drums in Gimmick Mountain, and these asshole tubes in Scrambled Egg Zone. This game is short, but pretty fucking testicle kicking all the same, and I deeply recommend, if you feel you must play this, go after the Master System version. It has a higher resolution, and you'd be surprised how much that mitigates shit. I mean, there's still the damn hang glider and Scrambled Egg Zone with all this crazy and wacky tube fuckery, but I can actually see more than 3 centimeters ahead of me. I can act appropriately, I can react appropriately. The bosses are no problem. I can get the Chaos Emeralds easily here. I can reach the final zone, which is confusingly easier than the zone before. This game is only now taking pity on me. Sonic 2 on the Master System is alright, despite the absence of some classic elements. But most importantly, I can rescue my buddy Tails here, and that feels good. Good to have you back, bud. I'm gonna teach you how to defend your ass next time. How do you feel about explosive devices? And there you have it, the beginning of Sonic's handheld career. Not bad altogether, and until we leave the Game Gear scene, I'll stress again that the best way to experience these, if you feel you want to spend the time on them at all, is to purchase one of these Sonic Mega collections. It's just the best way to go about it, the smart thing to do. And you get so many options to choose from at a budgeted price. So next up in the marathon is what I like to call the Sonic and Tails duology. In Japan they're known as Sonic and Tails 1 and 2 respectively, but we over here know them as Sonic Chaos and Sonic Triple Trouble. So tune in next time to see if they're worth our time at all. I'm sort of heading into these as a newbie. I've dabbled into them a long time ago, but now I finally have an excuse to finish them. So what will I think? Well, we'll find out next time. With all that said, thank you all for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic night, and take care. Did the hand motion a little late there on that send-off, but fuck it, whatever. I'm already fading to black. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I did it again. The graphics are great. I can't see much for the music again, unfortunately, but this game makes better use of Sonic and Tails as characters. It takes longer than 30 seconds to clear most of the levels for starters. Both characters can get the emeralds now, and power-ups are used to greater ability here, even if they are a little harder to come by. There's even an attempt I stress, at giving some levels some set pieces to set them apart from other zones. Nothing amazing, but I admire the ambition. It's what made 8-bit Sonic 2 stand out, for better or worse. I would say my biggest critique of Triple Trouble would go to the level design. While visually vibrant and longer than the previous game, and actually designed with the Game Gear's small resolution in mind as its since the first Game Gear exclusive Sonic game, someone in the team had a fucking hard-on for springs. They are all over Triple Trouble for different reasons, and I know for a fact this is done on purpose because Triple Trouble lets you roll into a ball in midair after hitting a spring. Normally that's supposed to leave you vulnerable, but this feature, which I admittedly find neat, allows you to land safely on the ground or take out an airborne threat with no ring loss. But on top of that, Triple Trouble even lets you hold on to some of your rings when you take damage. I think you only lose 30 at a time, so if it's above that, you're not dying just yet. But at the end of the day, air roll or not, I'm going boing, 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 more than I usually do in a Sonic game. And I'm so fucking glad it's on 8-bit hardware and not Rise of Lyric. The sheer abundance of them makes a lot of the stages feel very similar, and quite frankly, awkward to travel across, especially when going for secrets or emerald monitors. In Triple Trouble, emeralds are collected by grabbing 50 rings and finding this emerald monitor. It's really no different than how you got them in Sonic 2 on the Genesis, but there's only one emerald monitor per stage, as opposed to the many checkpoints in Sonic 2, so you gotta do some hunting. But that hunting usually involves fighting with the game's controls and springs. Triple Trouble doesn't control bad per se, maybe it's just me, but there's some slightly noticeable input lag. It's only a real problem with precision jumping, but that's what you're doing to find the emerald, sometimes with springs, so it's something you have to put up with if you want full completion. Do you have to get all the emeralds? Not at all. Once again, the difference between getting them all and not is superfluous. We still haven't seen a Super Sonic in this lineup yet. You're only missing out on the Fang encounters, which are, again, piss easy to deal with, and this game's special stages. You want to talk about Spring Central, look no further than these, fucking Christ. But two of them also involve flying in a plane and collecting rings coming towards you like in Sonic 2. But Death Perception will be your worst enemy here, and the plane moves so slowly. Also, the rings only count when they touch your head, instead of the whole damn plane. That keeps fucking with me. I expect to collect the rings with the plane, and then nothing happens, and I go into a panic, and fuck you. And come on, what's with the 8-bit games and fucking tubes? What, is it a running gag? It's like a Sonic handheld failsafe at this point. Press for time? Tubes. Creative juices running dry? Tubes. Need the game to be longer? Tubes. And maybe throw a werehog in there for measure. Triple Trouble is so far the best looking handheld Sonic for the Game Gear. I'm really impressed they managed to reach this sort of technical finesse on this sort of hardware. Whether you go for the emeralds or not, it's a solid 2D adventure that's only marred by its somewhat repetitious level design and short length. It's longer than Sonic Chaos for sure, but still a little over an hour. I won't give the game too much shit for how short it is. They knew how short the Game Gear's lifespan was, that little battery guzzler. Triple Trouble is a nice little distraction. I'd say something to consider if you love 8-bit games, if you love Sonic, and are looking for something to take your mind off things temporarily. And that concludes the Sonic and Tails duology. I don't have the biggest expectations already when heading into the early handheld stuff, because this is a time when Sonic was still getting his feet wet. They weren't sure what worked, and they weren't sure what didn't work, and they had to hope it all paid off in the end. And it's not so much a big deal nowadays, because the games are just so cheap to come by now. But now we're getting into the heavily experimental phase of Sonic's handheld life. And we got another double header for the next video. I'll get more into detail with what I'm covering next time. See that? Actually, I don't even know why I bothered fading to black. I have to show you guys the annotations for other content. I'm working on some new graphics and they're still under construction. So in the meantime, here's me. Here's pointing at the top one, which is my previous video, and the bottom one, which is on my other videos. There's over 130 of them, I think. It's a long time coming, but hey, I'm proud of that. 3D Blast. It wasn't too far-fetched an idea. I once again go back to Donkey Kong Country. They tried the same thing with the Donkey Kong Land series for the Game Boy, and I recall people liking those games. At least I knew more people that played those than this. I haven't played them for myself, so I have no personal thoughts on that. At least, not yet. There's a difference here, though. You see, unlike Donkey Kong Country, Sonic already had an established foundation on a handheld. Sonic Blast was a 1996 Game Gear title. It had a short-lived Master System version in Brazil. That's the thing. And as I've showed you, Sonic has had plenty of other games for the Game Gear, and jumping from something like Triple Trouble to Sonic Blast was, it wasn't a pretty jump. I'm sorry, these sprites just don't cut it. It's like someone took a Sonic toy from a Happy Meal and placed it in a microwave. The models from the Pakistan Sonic Heroes commercial look better than this shit. The animations are stilted, the sheer size of the characters make the screen feel tiny on an already tiny screen, and the whole game just looks washed out. Compared to the other games, collision detection also seemed to be worse. Counted several times where I got stuck on a loop or when things felt unresponsive. The graphics were likely the biggest focus here because everything else feels lesser. The zones are nothing remarkable, if not unpleasing to venture through. I've played better green hills than these. The only thing triangular about this pyramid are the abundance of spikes all over the goddamn place. This volcano is no lava reef, and Blue Marine, fuck you. We're talking Sonic Genesis levels of lag and slowdown, even for an underwater stage. And, such a lust for laziness. Noobs! Yeah, this wasn't a fun time for me. Where are the power-ups from Chaos or Triple Trouble? Why are the boss battles so pathetic? Why does it feel like I'm traveling through the same stage with a different coat of paint each time? I'll tell you why. It's a 1996 Game Gear title. This was possibly made for a quick buck because the jump to 3D was an ambitious time for everyone. Sega wanted to capitalize on that, most likely despite having a perfectly functional Sega Saturn, and the Dreamcast wasn't too far off, so there was that as well. Sonic Blast feels like a rush job with nothing to set it apart from the rest. For me, the worst of the Game Gear platformers, no doubt. Sonic 2 is bullshit hard, but it felt like there was effort placed in its design and gimmicks, and Sonic Chaos is too fucking easy. But it had something in the special stages. This is not interesting at all, no matter if you're Sonic or Knuckles. Best thing about Sonic Blast, the random as hell Journey to the West reference in this boss fight. I mean, what the fuck? Is it an homage to the original tale? Dragon Ball? God, no, Super Sonic is already a ripoff of the Super Saiyan. Dare I say, is it a reference to Alex Kidd? Now, there's still a couple of Sonic-centric Game Gear games left to look at, but for the next video, I wanted to shift gears a bit to a certain two-tailed fox. Yes, Sonic's #1 pal had a couple of Game Gear games dedicated to him, and that's going to be our focus for the next video. One was originally a Japanese exclusive for so long, and the other was not your typical Sonic game. But both weren't, but we'll find out more with Tails Sky Patrol and Tails Adventure for the Game Gear. But before I end this video, I just want to take a minute to talk about Loot Gaming. Figured it was the best idea to leave this at the end of the video to not get in the way. Loot Gaming is a subscription-based service that for $25 a month can deliver a box of gaming-related goodies straight to your door, from licensed figures, collectibles, clothing, apparel, and much more, usually ranging to $60 in retail value, so you're saving some money doing that, which is smart. A better deal than Sonic Labyrinth and Sonic Blast, that's for sure. If you visit lootcrate.com/Johnny and use the promo code SELLOUT, corporate shill, I'm kidding, Johnny, you can save 10% on your purchase. So go do that if you want to. December's theme is space-related, involving merchandise from Mass Effect Andromeda, Destiny, Ratchet & Clank, and XCOM 2. Could make for a fun holiday gift for you or someone you know that loves video games. With all that said, thank you all for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic night, and take care. I'm not sponsored by Wawa, by the way. I feel like putting this in a mug. It's a big cup.